Hello there everyone, welcome back to James Redmond TV and welcome to another Redmond Roundup. Now the reason why I've started off this episode with a bit more of a London accent is because I got to shout out my gunners out there, you get me? All of my gunners out there tuning in with their little popcorn and that. I mean, possibly a cup of tears, but that's fine. Here's the thing, Arsenal fans, I'm not here to start a beef with you. I'm not here to be the cringy YouTuber who's like, I told you so, mate. I was backing your Arsenal. I put videos out there, I put my neck on the line. I even said on the Big Six, as soon as 2 weeks ago you were going to win the league title, and all you've done is let me down. I'm not angry, I'm just disappointed. That's all it is. It's not a bad thing. It's just, you're kids. You're little babies. You're running about. You thought you were going to do something, and then Manchester City just took... It's like when you're wrestling your dad. Your dad's going to maybe let you get a headlock on him, but then he's going to pick you up and slam you on your head, and then you're going to end up like James Redmond. So here's the thing. Arsenal fans, Arsenal team, this is just one huge learning curve to where I heard it myself. Saliba's Van Dijk, Ben White boss, all this, that, but Ben White has been seedy in one-on-one situations. Saliba has been unavailable for the majority of the season. At least Virgil van Dijk didn't have his injury problems until Jordan Pickford basically scranned his kneecap. So here's the thing. Saliba weren't available, therefore not really reliable, although a very good player, I would agree. Granit Xhaka, good, but is he overrated? 100%. Like, he's a good player, but he is 100% overrated in the sense that Arsenal fans don't want to replace him. Like, they don't mind him, like, staying. I would not mind him going. I believe there's massive improvements that can be made on Granit Xhaka, and I don't look at him as somebody who is going to be the difference of you just about missing out on the league this season and then getting the league next season. I don't see him being that difference. But then I look at the Sakas, who I admire, Martinelli, who I admire. I believe these can be of great benefit to Arsenal in the short term and the long term. The real question is, can they build on what they have? Now, 2 plus 2 says yes, they can, because Saka's 23 or something, Martinelli's 21. They've got a young team, is the point that I'm getting to. But here's the thing, where sometimes it just sucks. Guess what? Do you know Saliba keeps being boss? You're not having him for more than 2 seasons. And let's say he can... Yeah, here's 2 scenarios. The 2 things that I'm suggesting is Saliba either sorts out his injury issues, and in that case, he'll be really, really good. He'll be really, really good. And then guess what? Madrid will come in for him because Rudiger's 30 years of age. Or Barcelona will come in for him because they'll probably find a way to sort out the finances in 2 to 3 years. PSG will probably come in for him because they might sort out a position where they're now building a new generation post-failure of the Messi, Neymar and Mbappe era. So best believe players like Saliba will be of high interest. Gabriel Martinelli will be of high interest. These players don't just think that they're going to just hit it off. They might be dejected after this season. Not every team's going to be a Liverpool where we lose the league and then they come back. I'm not trying to shine light on Liverpool's failure of being second, but we done it in a way that even champions of the Premier League would be proud of. For you to, and I get it's all about the silverware, but if you analyse the fact that you thought going into this season you needed 95 points to win the Premier League. We got 97 and couldn't win the Premier League. They were the levels, they were the difference. And the thing that I didn't take into consideration, hat off type stuff, is Manchester City getting that winning streak. I believed in the idea of a transitional season, and I got it wrong with Manchester City. I said, you're destined for the Champions League. I believe you'll win the Champions League, but the Premier League's just not yours this year. It was for someone news. Liverpool dropped off, Chelsea dropped off. Manchester United were never going to compete for the title, no matter how many times their fans in January would say, yeah, mate, we're catching up, we're like the Red Sharks. You know, and that's why Arsenal had the full reign to go and win this league title. They played good football, they were getting consistent results. But then the pressure started to be applied, and then what happened. So the combination here is I was wrong about City. And I'd say to Arsenal fans, be careful. Like, this really was your chance. And it's not the be-all and end-all, but don't just think that 2 plus 2 equals 4 to where you're going to go out, get 6, 7 players that are all going to work out, and then Arsenal's going to be this new team that's going to be able to get an extra 10 points. A lot of things matter, and you need some serious squad depth, as well as the idea of maintaining your players, as well as the idea that of hoping Liverpool don't improve, Chelsea don't improve, all these teams that have fell out of the top 4 don't improve. Like, you're relying on many factors. This was your one chance, and you did kind of fuck it. Like, I'm not going to lie. Like, you fucked it when the Southampton draw, that was a big one. But the Brighton 3-0 loss for me, it's like, you're basically throwing it away. Like, Liverpool, when we were in the title race, it was last day of the season stuff. That's why we could never be comfortable, even when we won the league and we were 15 points clear before COVID. Like, the biggest points tally that you could have ever imagined. There was no way anyone was getting back to us, and I still didn't say we're going to win the league. I couldn't. And I'm surprised Arsenal fans had that same energy, saying like, oh yeah, we're going to do this and we're going to do that. And that's just, you've got pie in your face. Pie in your face, mate. Nah, mine. As Lee Judges would say, you know what I mean, geezer? Nah, mine, fella. Yeah, they need to go out and make some serious... Let me know in the comments down below, who should Arsenal sign? And I'm not... By the way, if you're an Arsenal fan and you've watched this channel for the very few content that I put out this year, you'll know that I do respect Arsenal and I had them as favourites to win the league. But I did also say that I believe that you're getting a little bit overhyped on your project. I believe that they're investing too much. Before, they couldn't get you into the project. Now, they've got you all the way sucked into where you're just genuinely thinking the only factor is age. They just say, oh, these players are young, therefore they're going to be successful. Not the case, bro. Like, there's so many examples out there where young players peak at a young age and then they don't achieve anything else beyond a certain age. And then there's players like Mohamed Salah who will get to 27, 28 and then something will click and they'll be able to just get goals. And it's not because they're a player and new and rejuvenated, but he came to the right team, the right system that was going to adhere to his pace and his ability to get goals and multiply it as the seasons went by. And that's why Salah can have a shit season like what he did this year and still have 30 plus goals, because that's the type of player that he is. Whereas Bukayo Saka, he might always be a beautiful player to watch, but he might never, ever, ever get the heights of a Mo Salah in terms of numbers. I've never saw a winger hit the numbers that Mo Salah does. So why is it ludicrous to say that he might be one of the only ones at the moment who can achieve such things? It's because it's a hard thing to do, especially for someone who plays in that position. Same goes for Saka. And I'm not holding Saka to unreasonable expectations. I'm holding them to the highest of expectations and standards in the likes of Mo Salah. But yeah, man, the point of the video was really just to talk about Arsenal. Can they come back next year? I don't think they will. I don't think they'll be in the top two teams next year. I think we'll go back above Arsenal. I think a few other teams will sniff above them as well. But I believe next year it's going to be a case of they'll probably have a good start and then start dropping off into the top four race, and then that'll be the end of their season. What Arsenal need to focus on is maximising their Champions League season next year. Change the identity of the club. Don't just worry about having to beat Manchester City. You're not going to do that with your resources in the short term. Even if you have the resources to match Manchester City, that's going to take time and years of strategy to be able to get it to the level where the academy's on a point, the women's team's on point, the whole infrastructure of the football club is just perfect due to the funds that you've got to invest in all areas, not just players and not just contracts. Arsenal just need to focus on that Champions League, get the first one on the board, put everything into it, and like, I think young players are designed to actually win the Champions League. Like, I do believe there's a massive incentive for young players to go out there and win it. So I'm not saying you will win it. I don't think Arsenal will, but that's what they should go for, because the league's just not realistic in my opinion next year. But do let me know if you disagree. And yeah, smash a like. Thank you for watching this video. I know it's been a bit rusty, but they always are, because I upload once every year. So we move. We'll see how this goes. And yeah, mate, thank you for tuning in. Much love to all you and your mothers, and I'll see you all in a bit, you sexy bar stools. Peace.